throw an invert layer on that. Okay. Now we'll throw down a new layer. Don't do this, you silly thing. Multiply. Invert. Okay. Hit the Alt key to make sure that's baked down. All right. Now for this one, we'll scale it up. Something like that. I'm just going to make sure I'm angled properly on this wall, so something like that. All right, let's paint that in and see what we get. Okay, let's bake that down. We're going to do a multiply. We'll throw an adjustment layer on the top of that. We'll do an invert. And I might knock it back just a bit. All right. I may use that again just in here, I think. Not all of it though, we'll just use a bit of it, so maybe just this bit of it here. Okay. Let's do some work on the other side here. Just angle that up properly. And we will throw some down here. Through here. Bake that down. I'm going to put a new layer on. It's quite interesting. Let's rotate this around. Just going to zoom in a bit more on the model. Scale this back. So we're on a new layer, are we? Yep. Okay, we're working on a new layer. I might scale that down just a bit more. And again, I'm going to throw an invert adjustment on that. Move that out of the way. And we'll do a multiply. And again, we'll pull it back just a bit. Nope. Nope. It might work quite well. Multiply, adjustment layer, invert, pull it back it down. Okay. Now let's just angle the model around a little bit more. And scale this up. Maybe through here, I think. Let's just move the model. Rotate you around. Let's have a look at this. Okay, let's bake that down. Bake it down, move the thing out of the way, and either a screen or a light. Which one? I think a screen. I'm just going to pull that back, right back. Other one, okay. And maybe this one, we scale it up. Add a new layer. And we'll put some through here. Maybe just a bit there. Okay, we'll bake that down and move that out of the way. We'll put a multiply on that, and we will do an adjustment layer as well, and invert. Alright, just knock it back a bit. Alright, zoom out. Okay, let's just save the project. And export flattened. We'll export all flattened. Yes, we're going to overwrite the old file. Okay, let's go back into Max and reload our texture again. Okay, this helps to give it a bit more interest. Yeah, it just adds a bit more interest in that front section of the base. We may go around before we start rendering out the final model and do a couple along the back as well, I think. But for now, I'll just leave that front section like that. I think the next thing to do will be to do these bases here, these runners that run along the outside of the base. So let's start doing that. Just before we do that though, I think I might save to be on the safe side. I think I might change up the texture on the front of these stairs a little bit as well. Not so it's not all quite so green everywhere, but I'll look at that a little bit later. Let's concentrate on these pieces at the bottom, I think. Oh, okay. That's interesting. All right. I was more curious as to, I didn't use separate pieces for this. It's all one part of the base. So what we'll do is we'll isolate that. I'll select that. I think it's grouped at the moment, so let's ungroup it. And we'll do an attach. So we'll attach that, that, and that. All right. And we'll call this one base runner. All right. Using the isolate command is really handy if you just want to concentrate on one part of the model without the rest of it getting in the way and confusing you. You just isolate the selection, then end isolate to come back out again. All right, now let's select our base here and throw down a material that we can use, that we can paint on top of. So this material isn't the one we're going to be using. This is just one that we're using to throw a base color down. Okay, let's do a basic map on this. That'll do just for a base color. So So let's change that up just a little bit. I'll leave it as a box just for now because it's just the one base color that we're going to be painting over in Mari anyway, so really not that important. Alright, so let's throw a unwrap UVW on top. We will be going to map channel 2. We're going to move them across. We'll open our UV editor. Make sure we select everything and we'll flatten mapping. Okay. Now we'll render to texture. Existing channel 2. A diffuse map. Again, we'll go quite large. Larger than we really need, but we can reduce it later on depending on what we're using it for. Back into our stairs folder, and it's called base runner, isn't it? Base runner. 24-bit TGASY. We'll render that out. Okay. Close that down. We'll set up our shader in Max. So we want a standard bitmap. And we're calling it base runner. Let's just pipe that into the diffuse channel and show shaded and show realistic. I'm going to assign that material to the selection. Go into our utilities panel and open up the channel info. Copy over the UVs from channel 1 to channel 2. And we'll clear out channel 2. Okay, now we want to export that selected piece into our stairs folder, and we're calling it base runner as an OBJ. Okay. Again, I'm just going to save the Max file here. Alright, let's go back into Mari. Let's save out our project. And we'll close that one. Alright, let's start a new project. We're calling it base runner. We're going to load up that OBJ we just exported, which is that one right there. We're creating a... I'm also just going to change the path to my temp file there. We're creating a 4K texture. Let's go OK. Alright, I'm going to put on flat shading, and we'll import that texture map that we just created in Max. That's base runner.tga. Okay, now we're more concerned with the sides at this stage, so let's zoom in a bit. Now I'm going to turn on masking for this, so edge mask. I'm just going to switch that on. Go back into our image manager. Let's open up some texture maps. Let's just bring in a couple of dirt maps as well. Let's wait for those to load up. Okay. Now I'm going to quickly switch off masking because I want to lay down a base color texture, so let's pick something interesting. This could be interesting. Just as a base, I think it should be fine. Let's zoom in a bit on the model. I'm just hitting the number keys on the keyboard to give me different views. And it just locks it to a viewport: top, side, front, back. Just going to zoom right in. I'm going to work on a new layer and start painting this down. Break that down. Break that down. Break that down. Okay, we'll break that down. And that bit. And that bit. And there. That bit through there. Okay, that bit through there. Okay, so it's just the other side of the model. Take that down. Break that down. Okay, we'll break that down. And that bit on the end. Okay, we'll break that down. This bit through the center. Okay, we'll break that down. Break that down. Okay, I'll back that down. Just going to move that out of this way for a minute and have a look at this now. We'll just play with the layers a little bit. Oh no, definitely not. No hard mix either. No, let's just go back to normal just for a second so I can get the sides painted in. Just going to zoom in a bit. We'll work from the top and then we'll turn it around and work from the other side. So it's just so we can get a uniform color running all the way around the outside edge before we start doing any mixing of layers and adding on top. Again, we're not looking for detail here, we're just looking to get a uniform color happening all over the model at the moment. We may fix that up in Max and bring it back in, I think. That's just some Z fighting because there's two planes, two pieces of geometry are too close together. So, but again, I'll just get this color blocked out first. And then we can adjust it in Max before we start painting on it properly. Alright, I think we have it all covered now, so let's just save that file. I'm just going to move that out of the way. We'll go back into Max. So yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll fix the Z fighting that's happening on that base section. I may even cut the middle or the top of it out, so it'll be easier for us to work on. I think that'll be a better idea. I think we may leave it there for today, guys. Thanks for watching the stream. You can, if you missed the stream at any stage, I put them up on YouTube for you to watch again later, and they're also on my Twitch uploads, video upload section. If you want to know when I'm live, I'm streaming weekdays from 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. I'll be back on again on Monday next week. That's Monday US time at 5 p.m. If you want to know when I'm live, I always post on my Twitter account just before I go live, 15 minutes before I go live, so keep an eye on that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back on again on Monday next week. See you guys.